Hello my dear friends, welcome. I'm Ari Thurger and here I am today with another video, continuing on with some common misconceptions in relation to the Old Norse society. This time speaking about the 4 Viking laws, which is something that circulates the internet quite often, and I'm sure many of you have seen it and heard about it. It's a bit like the 9 noble virtues, which is a modern invention, and indeed there are no evidences that in the Viking Age society people governed their lives by this very specific and mindful conscience on 9 virtues. This doesn't mean they are right or wrong, or that people nowadays can't indeed follow that line of thought, because if it helps in any way and if it brings about a more pleasant experience of life, by all means, guide yourself with whatever makes sense to you in the moment and is meaningful to you in any way. The only problem here is when these modern inventions or conceptions pass as historical facts to romanticize and embellish past societies that were not aware of such conceptions, at least not in this structured and well-defined sense. But about the 9 noble virtues, perhaps for another time, who knows? Well, I don't think it's important, but anyway. Concerning the 4 Viking laws, this is not to be confused with the old Norwegian laws like the Gulathing law, one of the first Norwegian legislative assemblies, at least evidences of which that have survived to our days, which makes these laws one of the oldest for Scandinavian history, written somewhere around the early 11th century, but of course before the Scandinavian Middle Ages. Law, politics, history, culture in general, and other affairs and other realities were mainly preserved orally. So there's no telling how old some of these laws truly are. But I've made a video on Viking Age law and justice, so for more information concerning that subject, please check the previous video right here in this right upper corner. But well, let's then speak of the other laws, the 4 Viking laws circulating the internet. I'm sure you have seen something like this as I display here on the screen, the magic of the modern world. This is a question some of you have been asking, first posed by my patrons, of course, and I myself have found it strange every time I come about this idea of the 4 Viking laws, which seems to be a very concise and agreed upon thing, as we just have to type on Google. We just have to type in it, Viking laws, just Viking laws, and different images with the same idea always pops up. You can even buy prints and merchandise with the supposed main 4 Viking laws. When something this specific and so widespread comes up, most of the time something isn't right. And the first indicator is precisely this idea of general laws that could have possibly have been applied either to the entirety of a large geographical area with several different ethnic groups, cultures and belief systems, but also applied to the Vikings as an occupation, an activity which had many different reasons to exist, quite often focused on very complex geographical and economic and political issues. No way the whole of late Iron Age and early medieval period of the Nordic societies was a concise social and political structure to the point everyone was governed by the same laws. No way. One of the first things we learn about the laws, the actual laws of that period, in those geographic areas, is that not only laws were memorized and spoken at the thing, the assembly, by the law speakers who memorized the laws due to being predominantly a society based on oral tradition. So there would be a lot of ideas that were quite different from law speaker to law speaker based on their own perception of fairness, justice, and what could constitute a crime. But also such laws were landscape laws, meaning local laws which were applied in a particular geographic area, and there were many regional differences. and many different disputes which required many different approaches. So, the question here by my patrons concerning these main 4 Viking laws that often appear on a simple Google search, just Viking laws, and this pops up. But did they really exist? Is it truly something Scandinavians of the late Iron Age held as the judicial structure of their society, or a law core among Vikings perhaps? So, 4 laws supposedly created by the Vikings and which are applied in companies nowadays, modern companies, or for individual success and leadership, whether by business people, coaches, psychologists, or teachers. They are generically divided into 4 main laws. Thusly, be brave and aggressive, be prepared, I cannot understand my own writing, be a good merchant, right? And keep the camp in order. That's it. Again, by no means I'm saying these are bad guidelines in one's lives. I'm also not saying these are good ones. Let's just focus on the historical veracity of it, just that. These laws, do they really have a Viking origin? I have already talked about before, about the typical stereotypes related to the Vikings and the Old Norse society of the Iron Age, and as we see in the image about these 4 laws, once again, the texts are extremely stereotypical. In fact, from a historical point of view, these 4 Viking laws, as I said, are like the 9 noble virtues that are also talked about quite a lot and associated with the Vikings, or to the Vikings. They have no origin in Norse society at the end of the Iron Age and the beginning of the medieval period, and much less related to the Vikings as specific individuals in an occupation normally related to maritime activities, mainly piracy and war, not ethnicity, right? We know little about the laws, the actual laws that existed in the Viking Age before Christianization, which were all oral. Their main study comes from legal systems from different Scandinavian regions that were compiled from the 11th century onwards after Christianization. From the moment the Vikings became really popular, this theme really popular, which was at the beginning of the 19th century, many were already interested in their laws, but at this time in the 19th century, only the 2 Eddas and the Icelandic sagas were regularly translated. In the latter, the Icelandic sagas, there are some legal references, right? But they may be much more literary than the supposed Viking content of the medieval law codes, which were still little known in the 19th century. However, everything changed with the work Frithiof, 1825, by Elisa Steiner, and in it the author inserted a section that became very famous, the Viking the Viking Code. The poem gained a new version when it was translated into French in 1924. Vikingavolk is a composition that expresses a very romantic vision, and very typical of the time, the 19th century, representing a romantic vision that the Viking as an individual would be an invincible and fearless warrior, reinforced by the existence of imaginary laws, which would shape the behavior of individuals of his time, right? But these notions of courage and are modern values transferred to the past. The concept of the Viking as a peaceful merchant was popularized after the 1960s, especially in authors who sought to appease the violence of the Old Norse. And all these ingredients, courage, preparation, being a good businessman, and maintaining order, were all a masquerade within several works from the 1980s onwards, using old books such as Sun Tzu's Art of War to support new business leaders, right? Therefore, in this sense, the 4 Viking laws correspond to modern idealizations that we look for in the historical past, serving as an incentive and model for resolving our challenges, problems, and uncertainties in the modern world. I mean, obviously, we do what we can to face the challenges and struggles of our lives. We hold on to what we can and what we must. However, when it comes to historical accuracy, it's good to remind ourselves of the truth, because that too helps us through life, especially when we have the tendency to romanticize the past and complain about today as if the past was better, and then forget to live our own current life, our own current time, because we fantasize about a past that never was. Certainly, there are things in the past that were good, but overall, despite our current differences, struggles and disputes compared to the past, we humans are a little bit more benevolent and comprehensive towards one another, and there are more acts of compassion these days. I mean, we are not burning anyone's house because they didn't pay the taxes to the kingsman, or drowning, burning, beating, raping people because they made something with herbs, a little tea, and are not very inclined to follow the rules of the religious system. Surely, and also sad to say that in some parts of the world today, there are still movements and systems going medieval on people's arses, but we are still moving towards a kinder future compared to what we used to do to each other in the past. And actually, it was you, the people that support my work, my patrons, and the people that comment on these videos, and over these years have given me friendship, love, and support that gave me faith in humanity. How about that? Finding something as important as that right here at YouTube, of all places. Anyway, my dear friends, thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was useful. See you on the next video, and as always, tack för idag. Thanks for today. Obrigado por hoje. Until we meet again, my dear friends.